my friends, MagicBrad, SynergyCafe, and the SynergyCollaborative.com. And I've got, very interestingly enough, I've got two people on here, and I'll explain it a little bit later. But first, I've got Rob. Rob, you there?
I'm here.
He's there. And Rob is someone who was just introduced to me by someone by the name of Preston. And Preston is there. You can't see him because he's really teeny. He's on my iPhone on my little tripod. We're kind of creating some stuff here. But Rob's got some cool stuff going on. I just want to talk to him about it. And we want to first get to know, who is Rob? Rob, you got kids? You got married? Where are you from?
Yeah. I live in Connecticut. I'm married with two boys, 21 and 14. So that's the reason why I'm starting to get a little gray.
I may be up in the Connecticut area next week.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
I'm actually right outside of New Haven.
Okay, I'll be up, and I'm not sure where, but it's up in that area.
Okay, yeah. So that's me.
So you got some software, and just a boiled down version of it. It's affordable kind of stuff that does some incredible things for the small to mid-sized business owner. So you want to explain a little bit about it? And I know you're going to start using some weird words and stuff that people don't understand, and I'll try and...
That's okay. I'll make sure I explain them.
Okay.
I'll avoid the acronyms if at all possible.
Perfect.
So
sure.
What we like to do is it's a process of 3 steps, 3 minutes. We created something it's very Google simple. It's called Refluence. And we built it for one purpose, and that's to help small to medium-sized businesses get more business, more social outreach, more customers. And in order to do that, it has to be something that a non-tech person can do. So we made it, quick and dirty, 3 steps, 3 minutes, you're out. And really what it does is it will, when business owners put on their marketing hat, they typically take it off pretty quickly because they just don't know what to do. And our focus groups have told us that. And so because they don't know how to spread their campaign or their message or their promotion, we created something that allows them to do that. Now, what they do is they enter their content, they choose their audience. And when I say they choose their audience, what they can really do is say, if I'm a hardware store or a small, medium size agency that does PR marketing or something, I can actually create my content. I can add assets to it. We have an asset manager built into it, and that is audio, video, pictures, images, anything like that, and add it to my content. Think of it as a press release, okay? So when you think of it as a press release, the next thing you'll do is, okay, so I've got this content, I've got this press release, so to speak. What do I do with it? Well, you want to get it out to the right people. And the problem with Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn is you don't know how to do that. And when you do figure out how to do that, it's going to take you about a week. And it's going to take you a long time to try to target those, basically what's called targeted engagement, reaching influencers that are more likely to re-engage with your content and provide you with what's called valuable outreach that will enhance your business reach. So our API, which is basically an application programming interface, it's a separate program that talks to our software. And when you enter certain information, like I'm in New York, I'm in the restaurant industry, and I'm at this specific address, and I want to reach people that are, foodies, for example, in that area within a 50-mile radius of, let's say, your restaurant or your hardware store or your Dunkin' Donuts or whatever you've got, or your PR agency or your software company, whatever.
Beach resort.
Yeah, beach resort, whatever. Anything that needs to be publicly displayed and marketed on social media, which is pretty much everything. We will hand you those influencers based on that data. And these aren't influencers like Barack Obama, Michael Jordan, Justin Bieber, whatever his name is. These are not those type of people. What they are, we did the reverse process. What we did was we created the ability to reach the people that follow those people, okay? Because those people are going to do nothing for you. They're not going to come to your store. They're not going to do anything. You have to go through 50 different people, and you don't care about that. You care about the people that are going to write about your product, that are going to become your customers. And so once you actually those influencers are delivered to you, then you can choose by network who you want to select and who you want to distribute to. And it's sort of a complex algorithm. I won't go into the mathematical part.
Say, for example, like a travel blogger is influential, and they're not a celebrity or nothing, but they are somebody that's influential. So then you'd be able to find the people that they're influencing and bring them into the fold somewhat.
Yeah, exactly. As a matter of fact, what our software actually does is it actually does it based on a number of different things, but it's predominantly behaviors and thematic content. So if they are writing about this type of topic, they're going to be, and they have a certain number of followers, because if they're writing about it and 5 people are following them, for example, that's not going to be of use to them. But if it's a minimum of, let's say, about 100,000, can you imagine if you contacted someone with 100,000 followers and they share your content? Okay, that's a lot of people.
Yeah, especially if they have genuine followers.
If they have genuine followers, and and so we're making these people refluencers, which is an adaptation of the word refluence, which is relevant influencers. But on top of all that, we're giving them the ability to score these influencers, and the scoring is based on a model. It's primarily inspecting users and taking a look at their mentions, their replies, and then determining what these interests are. And once these interests are determined, it's modeled with what's called the probability. Okay. That probability turns into a score. And so the users can see, well, this guy's got a score of 90 and this guy's got a score of 30. It doesn't mean that the guy with 30 isn't going to be interested. It's just he's not as relevant to you as the guy with the 90.
Let me summarize all this a little bit with some analogies, and like what Preston and I are working on. Preston over here. Hey, Preston. Preston and I are working on is helping people that have like dive resorts or locations and things of that sort, so they can drive traffic, because the internet is complicated. So here's an analogy. What you've kind of done is, like, say a car. A car is very complicated. You put the key in, it turns the ignition, it creates a spark, goes into the piston, drives the drive shaft, goes to the drivetrain. You got the electrical system with the turn signals. It's very complicated. But the simplified thing is you put the key in, turn it on, step on the pedal, and go. So what you've done is you created a complicated system and given us a dashboard that your average restaurant owner or resort owner could deal with. Okay,
exactly.
We're done. We solved it.
That's exactly
kind of what
Preston and that's kind of the beauty of it, is that it's the simplicity of it. And then to sort of top it all off, well, that's great. Now what? Well, now what is you come back to the dashboard and it shows you bars and graphs and all that stuff about the effectiveness of your campaigns and who's engaging with your campaign or your content. So you know whether you're effective or not.
See, that's perfect, because there's a lot of people that create stuff like Google Analytics and says, you got to get on analytics. Well, oh my God. Analytics makes me crazy.
And I see what you're saying, and I do that too, because I understand Google Analytics because I'm in the business. But Joe Smith, who's running the beach resort down in the Bahamas, isn't going to understand it.
No, he just wants people to come to the beach and enjoy it, have a good time.
He just wants people to come to the beach. So if you're having a promotion and all of a sudden your room rates are $125 a night as opposed to $275, and you're doing that for 4 days, what do you do about that? Well, you place an ad in the newspaper, you may tweet about it. What's that going to do for you? It's not going to do anything for you. So, but Refluence will distribute that data to, God almighty, we don't know how many it's going to reach. It's sort of infinite.
And relevant.
And then you're guaranteed, and relevant. And you can reach the people that are writing about these resorts, and you can reach the guy who's inside of the New York Times, who's a 30-year-old writer or editor of the travel piece of it. You're not going to reach the editor of the New York Times, and that's the whole point of it.
Got it.
You don't want to reach him. He's not going to help you.
Go for the little guys.
You got to go for the guys who, you don't want to say little guys, but the guys who actually are, the non-ego guy who'll shake your hand and help you out.
Well, it's like exactly like what we're doing, Preston and I, with the retargeting and real-time bidding and all that. I don't understand that stuff. I kind of understand it, but I don't do it. I just want to provide that for the resort owner so they can place an ad, get it blasted out there, and they can start driving people into their dive shop, into their restaurant, into their resort.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what we want to do. So
and one of the things that we realized, for $100, that's really not too much of a consideration for a small business per month. It's pretty easy. It's a pretty easy thing to get over, And these other guys are charging, $600 or $700 or $1,000 a month for this service, and they limit you as to how many engagements or campaigns they call press releases that you can distribute. So if you want to do 50 of them in a month, I don't recommend that, but if you want to, with our software, you can do 50 of them in a month. With their software, if you've reached the plateau and you want to exceed that plateau, you have to pay more money.
That's what it seems like a lot of marketers do, is they think they can make you upgrade because they limit you.
Well, that's what they do. Yeah. We don't actually limit you. What we do is, the only way that and this is still sort of in the concept ideas that if we're going to actually do this or not. But the only way we would limit you is with the number of influencers that are returned, but they're still going to be in the hundreds with the basic package. If you want 5,000 every time it's returned, there's no guarantee that we're going to have that many, because you may be in a specific industry within your geographical area that just doesn't have that many. But we are thinking about potentially adding onto our pricing schedule, a higher number of influencers that will be returned, and you pay a few more dollars.
Yeah,
but it's not going to be $600 or $1,000.
It's always good to make stuff scalable so you can expand. So we've only got about a minute here. If you want to just share how to get a hold of you and any other CTAs or calls to action.
Yeah, right now what we're doing is the product is being completed. We expect to be ready to go in September. But if you go to refluence.com, you can get in contact with us there. I get the information directly from refluence.com. So if you fill out the form, you can just hit send and it'll come to me, or you can call the number that's on the screen and that'll go directly to our offices in Tampa, Florida.
Perfect. Or you can connect with Preston at #PrestonVideo, or you can connect with MagicBrad at #MagicBrad, and we'll connect them with you.
Excellent options.
It's all about connections, right? Okay.
It's all that's what our software is all about. It's all about the networking.
Well, I've always said that the internet is nothing but words and links. That's all it really is. And then it's just polluted with all these graphics and weird stuff, but that's all it is.
It's an electronic handshake is all it is.
Okay. Well, Rob, I appreciate you taking the time. Thanks for peeking over our shoulder and being a fly on the wall, Mr. Preston.
Hello, Preston.
I will get this edited and beamed up to the universe. So if you want to hang on, we can chat more, but I'm going to cut this bad boy off.
Sure. I appreciate it. I actually have a phone call.
Okay. We'll talk to you later, Rob.
Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon. Okay. Peace.